23 minutes to 8. Are children gambling when they play video games? A recent study from the Gambling Commission, which works as part of the UK government to make the rules for the gambling industry, suggests about 370,000 11 to 16-year-olds have gambled each week, with many doing it through online games such as FIFA or Fortnite. And many could be doing it without even realising it. The games let you buy mystery items while you're playing them. You're basically risking your money in the hope of getting a reward. Well, Andy Robertson is a gaming journalist who's writing a book for parents called Taming Gaming. Andy, you can join us now. Morning, Andy.
Good morning.
We need to tame the game industry, do we?
The book title comes from the fact that if you've got games in the home, it isn't just straightforward. You need to have, as a parent, play a role in them to understand what's going on and to steer your children towards sort of gaming health.
And what would you describe as good gaming health?
I think really a varied diet of games. I think kids can play a lot on a particular game, and at the moment, obviously, Fortnite is one of those that's very popular. So what I encourage parents to do is to introduce a range of games alongside sensible limits so that they can do other activities as well.
Let me bring in Mark Etches, who's from Gamble Aware. Do you think this is storing up trouble for the future, Mark?
Good morning, Martin. Well, Gamble Aware is a national charity and we're concerned about reducing gambling-related harms. And yes, we're concerned that actually anything that normalises gambling for children is something to be concerned about. And this extends from advertising around football, as we've seen around the World Cup, to gambling-like activity that can be found in video games.
And is your answer abstinence or avoidance, or do you think there's a middle way here?
No, for many people, if not most people, they can enjoy gambling without getting into difficulties. But my point is that actually gambling is an adult activity, and where children are being increasingly exposed to gambling, then I think it's important that parents, particularly teachers and others in society, have conversations with children so that they understand the nature of gambling, the risks associated, and very importantly, where to go for help if it's needed.
And Andy Robertson, this is a particular problem perhaps because not only do youngsters like to have me time and go off and do this kind of stuff, maybe in their own bedroom or certainly, in private time with a screen, parents probably a little bit naive or just don't take an interest in what's going on?
Yeah, I think particularly where you pay for a game, you don't expect then necessarily to have further commercial transactions happening. But I think it's worth being sort of careful with the language here. The Gambling Commission are clear that in a video game, it's not actually gambling because the items that children are winning don't have a monetary value. And so, it's gambling like in how they do those transactions, but in terms of the letter of the law, it's not actually gambling.
Yeah, but there's a transaction in money terms going on, isn't it?
So they're making a purchase with a risk. And to me, it's similar to the sort of football stickers. You buy a pack of stickers over the counter and you have a chance of getting those very rare ones that kids want, or maybe you have a pack that doesn't have so many in them so you're disappointed.
May I add that it's absolutely right that under the law in this country, then the sort of activity we're talking about cannot be defined as gambling. But I am concerned and indeed shocked, I think, by some of the young people that are expressing their views on BBC's news round today. Clearly, they do view it as betting and as gambling in some respects. So, if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, then I think we ought to treat it as a duck.
Mark Etches, thank you very much indeed. And Andy, just as a final thought, it is about, the whole pitch of your book seems to be parents, wise up. It's not good enough to say I didn't know it was going on. Just you've got to educate yourself about this.
Yeah, I think, it's not easy. It's easy to wag the finger and sort of say your parents should do better. And I think the parents need good resources, which I guess is one of the reasons I'm putting the book together. But I think when they have that, the parents I talk to are really keen to play a positive role to actually steer their children so that gaming is a really healthy thing. And for my kids, I love some of the qualities that they get from the games that they play. So I think it can be very positive.
Andy Robertson, thank you very much indeed.